Great, great. So let me just make a quick introduction to our guest speakers for this event. Mr. Prasanna Lohar is one of the leading personalities of blockchain revolution in India. He is leading this whole initiative for the forefront, and he is with Crypto University to propagate the education and bring the education to mainstream, and create those vibrant ecosystem in the industry, so that there is a kind of an self-sustainable process embarked upon, wherein we nurture the talents and then provide the talents with the opportunity to actually emancipate themselves into this digital transformation age. He's also the Chief Innovation Officer of DCB Bank. So he's a very busy person. So thank you, Prasanna, for being with us today. One of the most eminent speakers. We are happy to have you over here. And our second speaker, Mr. Devesh Chawla, my dear friend, is a TEDx speaker and CEO of Chatur Ideas. And trust me, I mean, he's living up to his organization's name, which he has put themselves. He has got amazing Chatur ideas to share with the students. And he is a TEDx speaker and a motivator. He's into the startup ecosystem. He supports them, nurtures them, incubates them. So both of them come with a different kind of a background, but equally applicable to the realm of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So over to you, Prasanna and Devesh. Welcome both of you to the event. And I hope that this will be very useful for both the faculties and the students who will be participating into the event today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Over to you. Yes.
Share screen. Okay. Visible, right? Yeah. So I think good evening, everybody. Thank you, Ajay, and me and Ajay and Devesh will try. We will explain what is blockchain, why blockchain now and crypto is coming up in our waves. Why academia especially need to understand and cultivate their courses, learning around blockchains and so on and so forth. So recently, everybody has heard, right? So Facebook has rebranded themselves as a Meta, right? Considering what Facebook did in the last 20 plus years, 14, 15 plus years, they have changed the way we interact, the way we talk. Social media is now one of the game changers for people's interaction. Now Facebook now want to be next level of interaction called as a metaverse or something to do with virtual reality, augmented reality, where we need some kind of a trust in that whole ecosystem. That trust can be brought into blockchain. So imagine a branded company who has created such a big brand also want to know what is blockchain and the different use cases on blockchain and how they want to really transform themselves on the blockchain with this new branding, right? So these days, if you Google it out, what are the trending words? Cryptocurrency is one of the trending words, DeFi's, Metaverse, these days NFTs, right? So, or DAOs. So these are all new words which being Googled on Google, and people are now always trending around Twitter, on various social medias. There are a lot of attention from many countries, US, UK, EU, some of the smaller countries like Estonia, Malta, Dubai, Australia. Everybody is now going to go about the blockchain and the relevant use cases like crypto, DeFi, Metaverse, and so on and so forth. So, say example, if you talk about Metaverse will be bigger than what you think. So, if you see if you see Earth is this much, physically this much, Metaverse will make that Earth multifold, right? So different varieties of use cases are there on a Metaverse. Or if you talk about NFT marketplace, right? What we do on the marketplace are currently so-called Bank Bazaar, Pesa Bazaar, or there are various e-commerce sites. So typically, slowly, we go on to the NFT market. So every business model which is on Web 2.0, typically we see will transform onto the non-fungible tokens kind of a marketplace, where we already seen 10 billion plus market in 2022, right? Or you talk about there are many other use cases like cross-border payment. Typically, it takes 7-8 days on a traditional SWIFT mechanism. Now, most of rather 100 plus countries are now trying how blockchain can be utilized. Say example, recently our Honorable Finance Minister Sitaraman has announced for a digital rupee, which will be backed up by blockchain kind of a technology, typically called as a central bank digital currency, which is a legal tender for a country, and it is very good for a cross-border payment, which will happen within a seconds, right? So that is again backed by blockchain kind of a technology. There is huge business potential on these areas. Crypto regulation and crypto adoption is heavily out there in many countries, including India. Also, you will see some light on crypto regulations. Some of the smaller countries are adopting heavily as a legal tender, like El Salvador, right? There are Japan, China, Hong Kong. Everybody is adopting crypto in a different way, right? We need to see what are the typical use cases could be helpful for normal citizens out there. There are different types of crypto, right? Backed by some store value like Bitcoins or Ethereum, digital currencies, or some of those utility tokens, stable coins, security tokens. There are a lot of use cases are coming up in our life with the cryptocurrencies. And what is happening to implement those projects? There are a lot of roles are getting created. Like software engineer we had in Java, similar roles are now coming in a blockchain, or technical architects or analysts, legal consultants, CAs. Everybody has to learn what is this new technology coming up and how they can be part of this whole ecosystem. The companies like Infosys, TCS, every company has created a new roles for a blockchain kind of a technology. So it's very, very important from where we should learn blockchain. How we'll understand fundamentals of blockchain, various things which I spoke like DeFi's, NFTs, DAOs, and it is ever changing day-to-day basis. So welcome to CryptoWire, which is a single stop or one hub which tells you everything about crypto, tells you everything about blockchain and the various other use cases for banking. Every sector is going to get transformed with the blockchain. So at a CryptoWire, it's a systematic program which tells you fundamental and in detail every other aspects around this, so that we can move ahead in the better direction of a blockchain education, right? So if you figure it out, what is happening for humanity since last 300-400 years, every now and then we come across with the industrial revolution. Example, in the 1700th century, we had a industrial revolution 1 where mechanical innovations were coming in, followed by electrical innovations. And these days, we cannot imagine our life without internet. WhatsApp, or talk about Swiggy, Ola, Uber, all these business models are based upon internet. So what is internet? Internet is typically a foundational technology, right? So which is came in our life way back in 1939, but openly it was available in India typically after 1995. And since then we have seen so many use cases where we cannot now imagine our life without YouTube or without Ola, Uber, Snapchats. There are many more. The way we are transforming our mobility, smartphones, communication on 1G, 2G, 5G. So all of a sudden, there are a lot of use cases coming on internet. Tomorrow's life will be on Internet of Things, wearables, right? So it is a foundational technology. Similarly, blockchain is another foundational technology. So the way internet took its own time, like 20-25 years today, since internet has become open internet in India, today every business model, the way we talk, the way we transact, the way we commute, everywhere we need internet. Similarly, after 5 to 6 years, everywhere we need blockchain. Why? Because the internet came in our life, but internet didn't give a thing so-called as a trust, right? So which is like trust between two parties, trust between whenever you're ordering a food, whether it is coming from right hotel, trust between any of those land registration transaction, right? Any of those finance transactions. So we always need more and more trust on the internet, which is not available on the internet today, right? So anything can be hacked on internet. So a lot of challenges are there on internet. Typically, internet has surpassed to many of these levels, right? Internet 1.0, where we have seen static website, like based upon HTML and so on, followed by your internet 2.0 around your Facebook, Wikipedia, where we started tagging, Twitters, blogs. So now this is slowly getting onto the next level, called as a Web 3 or Internet 3, where most of the engagements will be around user behavior, user engagements, right? Marketplace banking, like what we see today, Paisa Bazaar, Big Bazaar. Tomorrow, apart from Ola, Uber, or you lose where we see a lot of sharing economy based business models. Lot of business model will come on the share economy on the internet, and there we need a lot of trust between individuals, between all those parties, right? So who is the right customer, who is the right company who is providing services, which is typically lacking in the internet. So inherently, blockchain comes as a foundational technology, says, I will take care of human life, I will take care of business models, I will take care of everyone onto this internet with the help of a better trust and security. Now, how it is happening, right? The way we have seen 20 years before, Kodak, AOL, those were the best logos, right? Nokia, you talk about, our life was without, if you could imagine, without these logos, it would be surprising, right? But these logos has vanished. And why these logos vanished? Because these logos didn't take care of a new technology, so-called internet. They didn't take care of a new technology, so-called smartphones. Similarly, now these logos are there with us, right? Netflix or Google, Amazon, WhatsApp, and if you look at these logos, and if these logos didn't take care of this new technology called blockchain, they will also vanish. So certainly every one of them are now trying and doing a lot of research, investing heavily in blockchain technology. It makes sense for us also as a student, as a professor, to understand and to make our students ready for the next future, right? That is how these companies, while they are ready for the next future, makes sense for our students, professors, learn at a right hub, right? Create an impact, right? Because blockchain requires a lot of new things, like the way internet has become powerful internet from in 80s, we could see like MS-DOS, then Windows, right? We could see a lot of maturity has come to the internet. Similarly, blockchain need a lot of maturity. Okay, on this, how do we safeguard blockchain? How can I have a better privacy? How can I have a better interoperability between two blockchains, right? So there are many things that happen for a blockchain, so-called Ripple, Litecoin, right? Ethereum, R3 Coda. There are many ecosystems which comes and create blockchain use cases. And all of these need more maturity. So at CryptoWire, we'll make you learn everything what is happening around this, right? And as well as we'll make you learn what is coming in new, and we'll make you ready what are those research opportunities, how can we really learn something new immediately and go ahead, right? So that's how every student, every organization, and every education institute should look at, right? So while we move further, today world is where there are a lot of challenges. Our world is around Ola, Uber, Visa, where we have to pay fees, right? For example, a driver has to pay 25%, 30% to the Uber, right? So, or a MasterCard, Visa, whenever you guys do transaction on point of sale or Google Pay or Phone Pay, some fees has to be provided to NPCI or a MasterCard or Visa. There are a lot of challenges in current internet around the hacking. We need multi-party data trust, right? There is a monopoly of these Google, Amazon, Facebooks, and so on. How can we surpass this monopoly? We need a better digital identity like Aadhaar everywhere, although India is blessed with Aadhaar, but globally we need that, right? At the same time, we have a lot of 17 sustainable goals to be met, like zero poor, zero hunger, better financial ecosystem, better health, right? And as well as we need to be part of this industry 4.0. Wherein a blockchain or AI or 3D printing, there are many other technologies will play a major role, right? So this is our current situation. How do we make it happen, right? So we need to go ahead and surface all of the challenges of digital identity, or having frauds on social media, or having frauds on this digital identity of passports. Many people have duplicate passports or duplicate PAN. We, as a bank, we don't know whether it is authentic customer or not. Similarly, there are challenges around these property transactions, a lot of corruptions out here. How do we safeguard land? How do we safeguard those properties? Do we have to put these boards, right, everywhere? This property belongs to me. So challenges like from which farm this food is coming, or if this accident happened, right? How can we claim, right, immediately? Today, 7 days, sometimes more than that, right? So how it can be immediate operation without man in the middle. So there are a lot of challenges on current internet. We spoke, right? If you use your credit card, your card data is available on the dark world, or there are Twitter issues we could have seen. I spoke about sharing economy, how sharing economy is coming up in a digital media workforce, right? So many new things are there. A lot of challenges are there. SMS, fraud SMS challenges, OTP issues. So everywhere, organizations, banks, governments, healthcare want to know who is my customer. Is he really authentic? And at the same time, customer want to know, or user want to know, or citizen want to know, am I getting right services from banks and healthcare and government? So challenge is on the both the side. They need trust to each other. And blockchain comes and says, I can create that trust inherently in every ecosystem we do. So what blockchain offers, it improves productivity, allows radical, simplify the collaboration between many actors. Say example, account opening. You can open a bank account with a HDFC bank and use the same KYC on a ICICI bank. You don't have to revisit the KYC if the system is on the blockchain, right? So it is the chain of intermediary. For example, farmer, one of the use case which I am working with the central government, where in the farmers, for example, they produce yarn or some kind of wool. So for every transaction from first transaction till all these intermediaries who are part of this whole chain, for every transaction, farmer will get some incentive. So that complete chain can be tracked with the help of a blockchain. So likewise, you can think what all use cases will come in the picture where multi-party trust is needed, or a security of system is needed, or where we have to remove all these intermediary people where we have to pay extra fees. So blockchain comes and creates a complete smart ecosystem. It offers data security, right? It offers a smart contract-based systems, zero operations, decentralized, configurable access rights, multi-party trust, which was not there in a internet kind of ecosystem, right? So that is the beauty about the blockchain. That is why we need to learn. So, for example, Estonia has implemented blockchain or distributed ledger technology way back, and almost 290 plus government use cases like voting, law, parking, payments, everything is on the blockchain there. This country was about to get vanished from the map. And now today, this country has become a template for other countries. How do we implement blockchain? Like similarly, Dubai also did same thing. Apart from blockchain, they are working heavily with the AI, artificial intelligence kind of a technology. And today they want to become a hub of cryptos. If you see last couple of years, the movement of a crypto, support from government, right? There are a lot of business models are coming in Dubai like a country. So there are many other countries, right, where you can learn about crypto, blockchain, really create a better career out there. So those are the opportunities. So friends, so far we spoke about the Bitcoin, which is a God's protocol, came in our life with attention that we can create a better financial ecosystem. So after Bitcoin, we have more than 18K kind of different cryptocurrencies. There are parallel stable coins or some of the security coins, utility coins. There are ecosystem like Metaverse, right? NFTs, DeFi's, and many more corporates are now like Tech Mahindra, Infosys, Accenture. They have created their own platforms on the Metaverse, right? So it makes sense for us also, for me and you also, to learn what is this new thing, right? How are your tomorrow's learning will be on Metaverse? How your communications will be on a Metaverse, how your marketplaces will be on NFTs, how decentralized finance will do a lot of innovations for a better financial inclusion all over, right? While we are doing these things, what is the role of a BIS, which is a Banking International Settlement Forum, which is looking at how we can have a digital rupee kind of a central bank digital currency across the globe, where India is having their own journey around digital rupee. Maybe by next year, we'll see some announcement on some of the proof of concept of a digital rupee out there. Likewise, you will see many use cases only in the banking. Yesterday, I met some of the startups, young startups started their career 6 months before, and imagine they are creating a lending model on top of a fixed deposit, which was never existed, and on which technology, blockchain kind of a technology. And that will really disrupt banking industry altogether, not only in that use case, but like cross-border payment, decentralized KYC, right? Do a KYC once and reuse everywhere, central bank digital currency, NFTs, DeFi's, better syndicated lending, easy financial inclusion. Likewise, I can name many 70, 80 use cases where complete banking can go to the next level. So not only banking, friends, healthcare, cybersecurity, forecasting, law, every model is going to change with the help of a blockchain. IoT security, tourism, right? You go to the hotel booking, you will be able to know who is a really authentic customer or not, right? Or a smart trading, diamond industry, you will be able to track every diamond and the complete logistic things around that. Media and entertainment slowly come in blockchain, where challenges of a royalty payment can. Pharma industry, where you can have a right pharmaceuticals without, there are a lot of corruption happens out there in the pharma industry. MIT is utilizing blockchain technology to make it happen. Digital KYC we spoke, METI along with IDRBT working. So it is not only concept. There are real use cases coming everywhere. Real estate, tokenization of real estate, right? People talking about metaverse to show how real estate will look like, right? Under all these environmental conditions, so on and so forth. Some days back, I met one innovator who is coming up with a sustainable technology to predict floods, predict water movement in the world, and he can show this everything on a metaverse. So there are immense future opportunities in gaming, university certificates, caste certificate. Typically, Maharashtra government announced this a few days back. Warehouse financing. These are just use cases I have depicted, I have narrated. You can come learn with the crypto wire and say not only the 60-70, but we can build many more other use cases with the better knowledge on these platforms, Ethereum, R3, Polygon. So we teach you best of the best knowledge and latest knowledge around these platforms, right? So that while government takes care of regulation or companies take care of technology maturity, we take care of you and us with a better skill, right? A better interoperability. And so you will be part of this whole ecosystem. So friends, makes sense for everybody. While we are entering in the internet 3.0, we should learn blockchain technology apart from other technologies. So very, very important to learn and understand this technology aspect. Apart from technology, some of the flavors like how blockchain works with the API, AI, cloud, that also will make you understand during these things. Some real use cases wherein, for example, look at this slide, right? Palm oil plantation, oil mills, refineries, complete provenance, transparency of the supply chain built on a blockchain. Likewise, we'll bring many use cases like what IBM have done, right? Scan this barcode and we'll let you know since when these oranges were in the transit, on which the warehouse they were being put 3 days before, 4 days before. There are many use cases will teach you. For example, this IoT car, right? Tomorrow, this car itself will calculate its damage and give a signal back through these smart contracts. How much is the damage and how much is the claim to be given back to the end user. Like one of the slide I said, it takes so much time today, but imagine the way we order food on from Swiggy and Zomato. Certainly tomorrow is a possible, you will be able to do so many things like this, insurance, so many things on a blockchain-based ecosystem, where this multi-party, car manufacturer, banks, account, Aadhaar, all of them are on the same chain and interacting with each other with the blockchain kind of a technology, right? Imagine a smart city will build like Telangana government is building like a blockchain district, and outside of India, we have seen Dubai or Australia or Estonia. There are many countries building this kind of ecosystem where everything will be smart transactions. If you look at on this slide, electric cars, insurance, pharmaceuticals, warehouse, right? Smart grids, everything will be built on a blockchain kind of a technology, right? So friends, maybe after 10, 12 years, we'll not talk about blockchain the way we don't talk about the internet today. What we talk about, those use cases like Google Pays, Phone Pays, Polygons, right? NFTs and so on and so forth. And that happens once we learn technology out here, right? In a better way. So welcome you all again at a Crypto Wire, where we teach you in detail, right? So at a Crypto Wire, there are some channels, Crypto TV, you can just Google it on Android and App Store and download those apps wherein you will come to know what is really happening on the crypto industry day-to-day basis, right? What is happening yesterday, day before yesterday, all this knowledge will be available through this app and through Crypto Wire dedicated courses around blockchain and various other areas will be available to you while we engage with you and your professors and college ecosystems. So once again, welcome you all for being a part of this session. Look forward to have more questions. So over to you, Devesh. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prasanna.
Yeah.
Indeed, a very, very insightful presentation and thoughts that you shared with everyone here on the session today. So, in fact, I really liked what you talked about. In 2030, people will not talk about what is blockchain. They will talk about what are the use cases of blockchain, because that's how newer trends start moving, and they move so very fast. And one needs to capitalize on these newer trends at the right time. Otherwise, people miss the bus, and it's too late by the time they realize and they can capitalize on it. In fact, let me substantiate this with a few examples and case studies that everyone here on the session can relate to. So let us move back in time. Let us go to the year 2000, where e-commerce started picking up steam. And when I'm talking about e-commerce, I'm referring more specific towards the online shopping part of e-commerce. That was a time where we saw that people were buying books through online, and they were pretty comfortable with that. And slowly and steadily, a lot of e-commerce companies through online shopping, they introduced was you can buy shoes, belts, clothes, gadgets, everything online. At that point of time, people were highly skeptical. They're like, how can somebody buy clothes online? Because you need to go to the store, check your size, see the fabric, and then purchase it. How can you buy shoes? Shoes is something you have to actually try the size, walk the shoes, and then see if it's comfortable to you or not. Likewise, for gadgets, again, you have to see the gadget, it works fine, then you take it home and then install it, right? Now, all of these things can't happen online. But what also happens is when there are newer trends, there are newer entrepreneurs as well. There's an entire ecosystem of job creators who come with a lot of innovation and want to figure out a best way to resolve this. As Ajay mentioned, that I've been working with so many startups and all. So for me, the more specific focus would be on entrepreneurship and see how the job creator economy actually benefits along with the job seeker economy. So at this point of time, we saw these entrepreneurs came with a lot of solutions. They said, okay, fine, you can't, you feel like you won't fit the size, no worries. What we will do is we will take back the cloth and return you the entire money. The shoes don't fit you, don't worry. We'll take it back and return you the money. Gadgets are faulty, we will check with the technical team. If we both are on the same page, we will take back your gadgets and give you the money back. Now, that was a eureka moment for customers. They never imagined that shopping can be so pleasant and delightful at the same time. Today, as we stand in 2022, in fact, it is alien for people to talk about shopping offline. Today, people shop everything online, right? From their groceries to their innerwear, to their clothes, to their shoes, to their belts, to their gadgets, to their medicines, to their food. Anything and everything that you can think under the sun is shopped online. Now, that's the kind of paradigm shift that a newer trend brings to the table. In fact, today we have so many unicorns in our country, between 95 to 100. And most of these unicorns belong to the e-commerce space. So in the last 22 years, we have got so many unicorns in the e-commerce space. Also, what has happened is they have created so much of wealth for everyone, which is unimaginable. And let me talk about statistics here. So few years ago, when Walmart acquired Flipkart, the co-founders of Flipkart, Sachin and Binny Bansal, had an equivalent stake of 7%, which was equivalent to 15,000 odd crores. Now that 7% is equal to 15,000 crores, you can imagine what's the value of 100%. And that is just one unicorn. There are so many unicorns. You can imagine what is the value of all of these unicorns put together. And let alone those unicorns, there are so many other e-commerce companies which may turn into unicorns in the next 5 years. Imagine the value of those companies put together. That's a huge, huge amount. So what we have seen is the founders made huge money. The earlier employees made huge money due to the ESOPs. There is heavy job inclusion, because today if you go to the remotest and the farthest village in the country, you would find at least one family which is working with an e-commerce company. So e-commerce companies have created millions and millions and millions of jobs in our country. It has also added a lot to the exchequer. Today, if you see, the kind of taxes that e-commerce companies have contributed is immense. If you see, the contribution of e-commerce to our GDP is also a humongous number. So if you see all of these things put together, what we see is that a newer trend came in. It ensured that the entire ecosystem gets benefited and everyone makes a better use of it. Let's move 10 years ahead. Let's go to the year 2010, when digital wallets started picking up steam. what happened? People were again skeptical whether something like this would work or not. There was a time where people thought only cashbacks is driving this industry. Once cashbacks are stopped, people will not use digital wallets. There was a time where Freecharge said that if you buy a Mac Aloo wrap from McDonald's worth 53 rupees, I'll give you a cashback of 50 rupees, which means the net effective cost of a Mac Aloo wrap is just 3 rupees. And people thought that's the only reason why this is working. But today, as we stand in 2022, whether there are cashbacks or no, people are still using digital wallets. Right from a panwala to a courier wala to a auto rickshaw wala, everyone uses a digital wallet. It's a huge financial inclusion that's happened in the last 12 years. In fact, even petty cash is slowly and steadily getting eradicated, and people are transacting even the most smallest expenses on digital wallets. And this is also helping the government to curb the black money. So the benefits again are very huge with this newer trend, which happened in 2010. Now again, a newer trend started, which was in 2020, which is blockchain and cryptocurrency. And what did we see here? Till date, people are skeptical whether this will work or not work. And this is not the time to think, but it's a time to act. So as Prasanna rightly mentioned, in the next 10 years, people talk about the use cases, not what is blockchain. And if you guys still contemplating that whether we should work on this technology, should we adopt this, should we really build onto this, it's going to get pretty late. If you ask people today, what are basic necessities? They'll say roti, kapda, makan, and internet, right? Maybe after 10 years, people would say the basic necessities are roti, kapda, makan, internet with blockchain. So, things might change over a period of time. So we need to act fast. And there are multiple things that can be done. Huge amount of possibilities that can be done. Right? The most basic thing that comes to anyone's mind is the healthcare system, right? Everyone feels that if there is a better healthcare system in the country, it will make life simpler for everyone. People want to have better standard of living. People also want to have longer lives, right? What is also happening is with so much of medical advancement, still we see that the average lifespan of a person is reducing because of multiple reasons, right? Food is one, lifestyle is other, stress levels is other, pollution is another. So there are multiple things. But what if we put all the medical records onto a blockchain platform, which means it's an unfudged, transparent data? You can access, the doctor can access your prior illnesses, the prescriptions you have received from doctors, which doctors have treated you, how much time it has been taken, what are your symptoms. So for the doctor, it becomes pretty fast to act onto it and diagnose your illness, right? And that would revolutionize the entire healthcare industry. The other thing is, even for insurers, it makes life very simpler to process claims as well, because everything is transparently mentioned. Everything is on the blockchain, non-fudged, non-hacked, and transparent data. In fact, today, if you look at a vaccination certificate, and if you want to authenticate that, you have to go to a portal, which is a blockchain portal developed by the government of our country. So if our country is moving towards that direction, why can't we do that? I'm sure we as individuals, as young students, can do so many things, right? Or even faculty for that matter. Not even young students, but we as faculty also can do so many things. So everyone present on the session has humongous potential to create something big out of it. Another pain area is the supply chain management. So if we can ensure that the right invoicing is done against the right shipment, there are no middlemen siphoning of money, there is no slippages, there is ensuring of the invoicing paid on time. So all of those things that come into supply chain management also get resolved very smoothly through blockchain. In fact, Indians are known for the jugaad, right? But I'm seeing people in the US are also doing jugaad and making money. And if they can do that, I'm sure Indians can do so many things. In fact, let me tell you about one person, what he did. And if he can do this, I'm sure you can put this onto blockchain and make it more easy. So what he did was, this is around 8 to 10 years ago. This guy was almost bankrupt, jobless, was looking for a job, and he was walking on the streets of the US. And that time he saw there was a huge line outside the Apple store, people waiting to buy the Apple iPhones. And then he just went to a rich man. So his name is Samuel Joseph. So he went to a rich man and he said that, why are you waiting in the line? I can stand for you instead. He said, that's great. What do you want in return? He said, just give me $350. He's like, wow, no worries. So they had a deal. He paid him $50. He stood in the line for him. And that's what he did for that day. Next day, again, he went outside another store. He saw a huge line. He again caught a rich person. He again asked for money. He said, I'll stand for you in the line. And when your number comes, I'll call you. And he did that on a daily basis. Then he thought, why can't I build a venture around this? He called his few friends who are again unemployed, jobless. He said, you know what, this is what we'll build as a business, where people stand outside grocery stores, government offices, Apple stores, or any other stores for that matter. We can stand for them and charge them money for it. And they created a huge business out of it. So I'm sure all of these ideas, you guys would have much better ideas. So even something, a simple and plain idea like this can also put onto blockchain. Let me share another example, which you guys can relate to because he's a student. This guy's name is Samuel Fry. He passed out of the MIT in the US few years back. And he also wanted to capitalize on this newer trend, which is cryptocurrency. He saw a huge arbitrage opportunity. He was seeing the prices of the same Bitcoin is different at different exchanges across the world. So he was seeing, for instance, if the price of Bitcoin is $10,000 the US exchange, maybe in the Japanese exchange trading at $11,000. He saw arbitrage opportunity. He wanted to buy low and sell high. And that's what he did with a huge volume on a daily basis. And what happened? Today, he's just 29 years of age. His net worth is more than $20 billion. He runs a crypto exchange in the US. So there are plethora of ideas that people can work upon, scale upon, and do multiple things. In fact, I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any ideas that you wish to share with us, we are happy to listen. If you need help at Crypto University, we are more than happy to support you, whether it's for internships, whether to incubate your projects, for placements, for live projects, anything and everything under the sun, as long as it's in the realm of blockchain and cryptocurrency, we are more than willing, more than happy to support you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop myself right now because we just have a few minutes left. So I'm going to keep the last few minutes where you may want to ask questions to Ajoy, Prasanna, and me. So we are happy to answer questions. You may either put in the chat box or unmute yourselves and ask us. Over to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you, Devesh. It was wonderful to listen to both of you. In fact, I'm very much sure the participants must have, gained tremendous insights about the things that are going to come up and the way that they can participate. So yes, I mean, we'd love to interact with you guys. So please, you can put on chat, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Rishmit.
Yeah, sir. So the session was really nice, sir. It was really insightful. I really enjoyed it. So, sir, like you were talking about the enormous opportunities of the cryptocurrencies. But, sir, like right now, when we look at these cryptocurrencies, there are so many networks. Some are running on Ethereum, some are running on Ethereum layer 2, like Polygon and Avalanche. Some are on other blockchain networks. So, sir, when we look at these cryptocurrencies, like recently I had won a big sum. So I had got that on Polygon, but the exchanges that are there, which are converting it into fiat currency, that is in Ethereum. So I had to use bridges. So like, sir, is there a possibility that in the long run, we can come up with something where we can use these cryptocurrencies cross-chain? Because like, right now, these bridges, they take up a big amount as charges. Then there is gas fees that we have to execute multiple times. So, sir, I was actually exploring this thing and I actually could not come up with a good answer to myself that how we can resolve this thing to streamline the cross-chain process.
So, Prasanna, would you like to answer that, please?
Yeah, so very good question. And a lot of research work is happening on these areas. So what is happening typically whenever any platform comes Polygon or this, and most of them not thought of these interoperability things. That is how many, that's the business model today as of now. But there are some companies who are coming up and creating this interoperable model. So sooner or later, that will be part of, that's what I said during my conversation. We have to take to that level, right, which is happening. So good question, and solutions are coming in our way. Who has asked this question? I think Rashmit.
Yes.
Yeah, so Rashmit, let's be in touch wherever any of those new updates comes to me. so that I can always take you to that route. Yeah. So one of the use case which I am driving with one of the startup is that, say example, today it's very easy to do fiat to fiat transformation, right? But now what is that we are building on a wallet, right? Wherein how can we like many countries are coming up with a stable coin clearance. So can we not have a same wallet fiat as well as a crypto? So there are some companies who are doing these experiments. I'm in touch with them. So if you are interested, we can touch base offline, and I'll take you that route, how it is really happening.
Sure, sir. I would really love to get that opportunity.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So another question is Yogesh Harsana is asking, sir, where do you see blockchain after 4-5 years?
So I think I think after 4-5 years, I think if you look at India, right, many use cases will certainly come on a blockchain. What you will see, countries like Estonia or Dubai, like that, there will be many countries who will be building many use cases on blockchain. Tomorrow, I think our cross-border payments certainly in the next 5 years gonna come on blockchain. Swift ecosystem, healthcare ecosystem within India. Maharashtra government is looking at many use cases to build it on blockchain. Likewise, there are a lot of aspirational things are happening, which are some challenges in current internet ecosystem. I think 4-5 years we'll have many more use cases out there for sure, my dear friend. But for that purpose, we need to learn what is the fundamental thing right now, so that we together build that cultivated culture and new right. Like Arshmit has asked this question, right? Similar kind of a lot of maturity is required in many use cases out there. I would see Metaverse, NFTs through with Web3, many more use cases certainly you will see coming on a blockchain kind of ecosystem. So makes sense at a crypto wire, we give you that opportunity to be part of this journey and learn blockchain also with us. Yeah. So be in touch with us. Who has asked this question?
It was asked by Yogesh.
So Yogesh, we'll have to make it happen together. So
yes.
if you know or you don't know blockchain, most welcome at a crypto wire. We'll learn together and we'll make it happen. So after 4-5 years in this journey, you will tell us what is that we have done together. So that's the opportunity, right? I gave one example, like 6 months before, that startup was not aware of anything. Now they are creating that path-breaking use case. How can you create a lending model on a fixed deposit, right? Where in this collection system is completely coming on blockchain. Now think of those use cases, and automatically you will get a lot of answers where multi-party, where we need trust, all such use cases slowly we can build on blockchain. I think Devesh, you wanted to add something, yeah?
No, not really.
Friends, we have Mr. Ketul Contractor, who is a senior VP, joining us. So, Ketul bhai, we have Dr. Vimal Baghel and Dr. Rajesh Kumar from Bennett and Coleman, and I mean, some very bright students also over here asking some very interesting question and keeping Prasanna and Devesh occupied. So if you'd like to add something, please.
Perfect, sir. So look forward to hosting and welcome you at Bombay, and from our side, domain experts also look forward to visiting your university, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. God bless us all. Yeah.